Joined her by Nikki Miller. And Nikki, we appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, so last season, we can recap that, of course, for you. You weren't able to play last year, but just kind of touch base what you saw from the team. Of course, they made a real strong push and almost made it to Super Regionals.
Yeah, it was super cool to still be a part of that. I know I was fortunate enough to get to travel with them for that last tournament, which was really cool. It's a cool experience, and it's cool to have like the younger kids get to experience it and then carry it on to this year and have a strong returning class in like every grade. So I'm excited to see what we can do this year, knowing that we went through it last year. We kind of know what to expect for preseason and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited, and I'm glad I get to be a part of it this year.
How do you feel for you? Of course, it's always a challenge, being out all last year, but how do you feel health-wise? Do you feel like you're ready to roll for this year?
Yeah, it was a humbling experience. To get told you can't play what was supposed to be your senior year is kind of tough, but I think the group I had around me and the coaching staff and my family made a huge impact on that whole last year sitting out and stuff. So I feel great physically and mentally, so I'm really excited to kind of get the ball rolling for my last year.
Thinking about it, it's been a little bit like we talked about going back to 2018, your first year at WOU. Yeah. Just kind of recap that season and kind of what you felt was going good for you that season.
That was definitely a transition year because it was going from being away from home to coming back home. It was a weird transition because it was a lot more support than I had going out of state and stuff. So it definitely took me a little bit to get adjusted to it, just being back, getting back in the groove. Came back and lived with my sister, so it was just a whole lot thrown at me in that 1 year. But I think overall softball wise, I think I transitioned pretty well. It was me and there was another new catcher, so we were both new to the whole thing. So I think from just being thrown into a new team, new environment, handled it very well. I enjoyed my first year. They kept me for a third year, so obviously it did something to me my first year. I had to stay around for 3 years now.
For you, kind of what led you back, because you're from just down the road. You're from Oregon. You went out of state to Idaho to play, for a couple of years. So kind of talk about your transition to coming back here.
I think my transition coming back was key for where I was in life at that moment, because going away for 2 years really humbled me, gave me a better understanding of what family really is, because when you go away and you're on your own, you kind of understand that, your family is way more important than you even thought they were. So I think coming home was key to that. It's a great experience. I get to be home for my last 3 years, get to play in front of my family, and I got to experience at least 1 year with my sister. So I think that's pretty cool to say that me and my sister both played sports here at WOU and are graduating from WOU. So I even still get it for this year. So it's a pretty good experience, and just the fit was perfect. It was like home. I was really coming back home. So that's what really drove me to come into WOU and stuff.
How about, the sport of softball? What got you into it growing up, and what do you enjoy the most about it? I know you play catcher, you play DP sometimes. Of course, hitting those home runs. But, what do you enjoy the most about playing the sport of softball?
Well, like my sister and Shelby would say, hitting dingers are fun. But I think just being around it at a young age, me and my sister both played growing up. My mom played at Portland State, so it's just kind of been throughout the family, just sports in general. But I think softball is the one that kind of really stuck with me. I don't know, it's just when you play different sports in high school, you tend to figure out which one you love more, and softball was just always that one. I always just found that my safe space. So being able to play it at the next level is a big deal for me, a big deal for my family. So I'm glad that is my safe haven, that softball can be that for me. So it's pretty cool.
And how about spotted catcher too? Because that's not always the easiest spot. You're back there on every pitch. You're kind of the QB back there having to help call the pitches and blocking everything. And it's probably always cool when you can throw somebody out trying to steal sometimes too. Things like that.
No, it's a lot. Catching's a lot. I'm doing it going on my 5th year now at the collegiate level, so it's a big deal. So, and I really enjoy it. A lot of people, I feel like it takes a special person to be a catcher. Especially the other girls on our team like Bailey and Grace. They're both special people. So I think just having that grit and wanting to be able to get hit by a ball, blocking it, or throwing someone out at second, or tagging someone out at home. Those are the moments you live for, and I think that's what makes that position so special.
All right, Nikki, we really appreciate you joining us today. Best of luck this season. We'll be catching up with you soon.
Yep, thanks.